Are you going to Sasquatch?
No, I wish. I entered the KBVR the ticket raffle, and I was down to like the 6 people and didn't get one of the tickets.
That
so.
sucks. Who did you want to see there?
Everybody, basically.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid lineup.
It was a pretty sweet lineup, so. But hopefully next year, definitely.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Original music right here for you, Portland. Original music, we love you guys, man.
Who'd you want to see at Sasquatch?
I know one year Bon Iver was there, and that's who I wish I could see live again, because
Put on a good show.
yeah, he just musical strokes, that man.
You heard about Sasquatch that's this weekend?
I've heard about that, but
did you want to go,
never-
or did you just not interested?
This weekend?
Mm.
Well, I'm not going to be here this weekend, so. But music is always really good.
It is.
So.
Not like I was an actor. Yeah, he played your team long ago.
Wild Rose Studios is not just a music studio. The front 2 rooms is an art gallery. We want to showcase artists in general, whether it be someone that works with clay or painters, sculptors. We have this guy Dylan that is making out of propane tanks. He's actually making metal drums, and there's so many things that we will be doing here. It's more just a studio in general for cultivating the arts. Well, this studio was dreamed up by Theodore and Kira Wadman. They originally were just making simple recordings, and they kept, well, we could get a little better gear, a little better gear, and then one day they were like, there's no real high-level professional studios around here. And so they, what if? And what interesting people they actually what if'd and followed through with it. And they found some people to build the studio, and that was the Kincaids. And the Kincaids did a wonderful job, built a wonderful studio here. And they're off doing other things, and so I was invited to step in and become the chief engineer, and I came over to check it out, and that day I was immediately doing a session on recording somebody, and went from there. Well, we seem to bring in acoustic artists, solo artists, and hip-hop bands. Seems to be what seems to be the steady here. We have recorded bands as well, just live bands that want to come in. The studio is really good for that because we have such isolation, but with line of sight. All the rooms, each person can be in a different room but see each other. And that helps us keep all the audio independent for further editing and mixing, all of that stuff. For me, I really like working with the artists and helping them achieve their full potential. I like that moment when we realize that we're making something really awesome, and yeah, that's where my passion lies. Finding people that are really talented, that just need some help, and then helping them engineer and dreaming it with them, because I'm quite the dreamer. I have a very playful imagination, and I like to just go, you realize you could have this, or you could take people on a trip with soundscapes, Pink Floyd did a really good job at not just playing you music, but taking you somewhere in between songs. That transition, you feel like, wow, like it feels like we're in a zoo right now, or next to a highway, or just somewhere beautiful, very quiet. You hear a stream or a brook, all that kind of stuff. I prefer everything to be real. I believe that people want to use their imagination. That's why books are so powerful. People don't want you to fill in the lines for them. They just want you to get them started. That's why I think rough takes a lot of times sound better than takes you've tried to perfect, because it's breathy. That's what art is. It's an expression of the ongoing creation, which we are all experiencing. So that rough draft, that realness, that's pure, and that's what I try to help the artist protect.
Woody Allen headlining, and I know Soul's going to be there, and a bunch of other.
Where's it at?
It's right here on
It's
campus.
here. Okay,
Yeah,
actually, I
it's in
might
the
go
MU.
to that then.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Last year we had Macklemore.
Yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah.
Are you excited to see Woody Allen or Soul or?
Definitely both.
Woody Allen, I don't know. Woody Allen, I have mixed feelings about that guy. I mean, what do you think? Are you excited? Are you going?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go. I got his. Which one was it? The one where he's got the American flag on it. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun party.
Who else is playing?
I know Soul's gonna be there.
Aren't Arctic Monkeys going to be there?
Arctic Monkeys
Like
not
them?
gonna be there.
They're not?
No, definitely
That's
not.
Sasquatch?
That's Sasquatch.
Okay, well.
Are you going to Sasquatch?
No, I don't have any money. Unless they take food stamps.
Hi, my name is Craig and I go by the moniker Another Musician. I recently released a brand new 6-song EP called With Foreign Lips and Strange Tongues. Pretty sweet EP, it took me about 2 years to create. The album is based around one chapter in the Bible, Isaiah 28, but in no means is it a religious album. It's kind of my release in a way. He plows the field, works the soil till it's ready. His task is tiresome yet willing. It's my form of worship music, if you will, but it's all in a quasi sing / spoken word style, with an acoustic guitar, some piano played by Mr. Michael Bodie, and just a lot of me poured into these songs. And it really came down to the fact that I felt I needed to pursue this in a serious manner. That meant doing album art that was provocative and that caught people's eye. That meant doing it with a good production style. That meant actually putting a lot behind it, not just throwing it out there saying, hey, here's some songs that I wrote, listen to them. These are stories like that I am living through. The pace kind of mirrors what I was expecting to do with the stories, where there's this duality of defiance and obedience, and how we come to find a balance between the two. And so the album definitely starts off with a lot of angst and a lot of frustration just pouring out of me, and then it turns into some brightness, some hope, some optimism. And that's what's really exciting about the album is I sent the album to I think 30 of my friends who knew music, who knew me, or just whatever, I wanted their opinion. I sent it to about 30 of them and just asked them, hey, spend as much time with this as you want, and let me know what you think about the songs, and let me know what you think about these stories, and give me honest feedback. And they were very critical. They were very honest with me. And the thing that I appreciate the most is how much they were all so supportive of this project, and how willing to tell me what I needed to fix, what I needed to tweak, where my words were maybe slurring together, where maybe my guitar could have sounded better. So I made some changes and I moved things around, and I wanted it to be as much of a workshop process through music as possible. I am so thankful for their feedback, and as well as a number of my friends who came through and helped me fund a very successful Kickstarter campaign. I had a very modest goal where I just wanted to be able to pay back the people who helped me record this, who helped me do all this work, just to kind of give them a show of gratitude for all their work into this. And then I wanted to be able to create more art and create more of the vision for the album. And what really came of it was more than I expected. We met my goal and then went over it by almost about 300 more. So I was able to do the packaging even more professionally done. From that Kickstarter campaign, from all of that support from all of my friends and family, it really became possible. And that was beautiful to me. It was something I didn't expect. I was like, oh, I'm gonna set this little goal, hopefully we'll make it. We did, and we did it even more. We did it even with like 4 or 5 days left, which was awesome. And that was one of the coolest things. And so anyone watching this who did that, thank you very much. I'm so thankful. And you should have your album by now if you contributed. So. The songs that I have that I'm playing today are so much the sign of progression, I guess, from where I started not even knowing how to play a guitar. I still hardly know what these chords are, to being able to start creating for a third album that I'm working on right now. And that's something that is also very out in the distance, out in the future, probably a couple more years out, but it'll be a pretty interesting project where I'm going to be kind of stepping away from the guitar more and going straight to spoken word, which will be a pretty interesting change of pace, but I think it's going to be very welcomed because I found that it's my stronger suit, my words are, and it's something that I've always felt that you play to your strengths, so that's something that I'm hoping to develop more and understand more and create into something that is fully this idea of this project that I've been doing over the last 4 years. Cool.
What are you listening to on your iPod right now?
Right now I'm listening to Ben Howard, actually, and then I'm listening to the National's new album.
I like the National, it's pretty good.
I don't remember what the new one's called, but like they just came out with it, so okay. It's a little interesting. It's a little different. Instead of it's not as drudgy and not as lonesome. There's more like musical dynamics.
Not as gloomy.
It's still gloomy, but it's not as depressing.
Okay,
but I
cool.
still like that stuff.
So what are you listening to right now on your iPod?
Mostly Vampire Weekend. The new album just came out, and same with Daft Punk.
Okay.
Yeah, because theirs just came out too.
Okay. And what is the most embarrassing thing on your iPod right now?
Okay, you're gonna get the best thing ever. I haven't changed a lot of my music on my iPod, but it's Nickelback.
Nickelback.
Okay, hear me out. Everybody hates Nickelback, right? But who listened to like one of their first albums and everyone was like, yeah, Nickelback's the shit. And then they came out with a single and everyone's like, they blow. And I'm like, hey, alright. Like, sure, their singles aren't very good, but, you know that if you hear Saving Me, you're gonna kind of hum along a little bit. You're gonna be a little nostalgic. Photograph sucked. Sure, they're not great, but they're on there.
Okay.
They're like holding mediocrity.
I have lost friends over it, which is okay.
I mean, everybody that likes Nickelback.
What's your worst?
My worst right now is probably Katy Perry, Firework.
No, dude, that's a great song.
My name's Austin Hodai. I'm one of the producers of Locals Live here at KBVR TV.
And what?
Guitar 1, Guitar 2, Guitar 3.
As a producer, you know, you're the overall, you know, you're head of the show. You're head of the coordination and the crew and all that goes into making the show happen. And so, yeah, you know, just sort of booking the bands, getting the crew together, getting all the supplies that we need in the studio, and making it happen. I started out just kind of like wandering through the quad, and I saw a little booth for KBVR TV, fall term freshman year, and I met the producer of Locals Live at that time, 2 years ago, was Mark Dilson, and then I showed up. You know, I started out on camera, and then technical director. And end of my freshman year, I was directing, and then sophomore year, I was directing the show and co-producing, and then this year producing my junior year. Place I'd like the show to go, I just wanted to keep improving, and you know, I think, you know, a big part of what we do is optimizing what we have in the studio, and you know, thinking creatively and thinking outside the box. So as long as people keep, you know, thinking creative, thinking, just keeping creative what we have, I think that's the biggest thing, and learn from the studio and learn from what we have here. Everything, that's sort of the main purpose of the show, that and promoting music. Most of the bands that we get on the show are from, you know, the sort of, you know, Corvallis, Eugene, Portland area, mostly Oregon. But we do have bands coming up from LA and down from Seattle and stuff like that. That'll happen every now and again too. If I could have one band on this show, probably a dead one. No, but Linkin Park would be awesome. Their light shows, they really put on an awesome show. I'd probably have Linkin Park on the show, yeah, because they're freaking awesome live.